So if you're here right now, this is the pre-show, and we officially kick the show off at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Very exciting. And we have I hope I don't lose power. I didn't lose it last time on the show, but there's a storm rolling through. I hear it behind me. And that's something that doesn't happen very often here in South Florida, except every other day. This is the raw part of the show. So if you're here, we'll allow you to scream out anything you want. This show, of course, is brought to you by Hum Probiotic Kombucha. Tastes great, less sugar, mango passion fruit. It's 40 calories per bottle. But I'm living on this lately. I don't want to live on it too much at $3 a bottle, but
there it goes. You can see it on the screen was kind of blacked out from the background.
Oh yeah? Oh, you couldn't see it, the bottle?
Nope, you still can't see it.
You still can't see it?
There it goes right there. Perfect.
There it is. This episode is brought to you by Hum Probiotic Kombucha. What is it? It's fermented tea. Just joking. We have a couple minutes until we get started. And this is episode 2, and we are uber excited about it. Oh. Just came back from a week-long tournament with my child. So I am back thinking about this show for a week and frightening the heck out of me. I should wear headphones too. You look more official, right? But mine are wireless.
My wireless mic is a little low, so I'd rather go for more proficient than freedom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you, man.
Oh, wow. This is a better experience. Do you keep noise canceling? Are yours noise canceling?
Yep.
You keep it on or off?
I usually keep it on for everything.
Even for this, because I can't hear myself talk.
Mine doesn't have the surround sound as everybody else like that.
I feel more official now. I gotta put that on. I gotta hear myself talk. It's one of my favorite things. Why are you laughing at that?
I don't want to make a comment on that.
We are 1 minute away from kicking off episode 2. And there are 375 people here with us today, and we are uber excited about that. We have a great show planned, and it is officially 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, according to my clock. And are you ready to kick this baby off?
Of course.
Here we are, episode 222, that is, of the ConversionAMP show. So if you are ready to get amped, we are here to amp you up. You like that? I've been working on that all week long. We have a really cool show set up for you today. This show, in case you don't know, or if this is the first time you're seeing us, this is the ConversionAMP show. This is episode 2. We had a really good show in episode 1. We do this every other week, so twice a month on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. If you're on our list, you will get a email sent to you reminding you about the show and talking a little bit about what it is that we'll be talking about. In the first episode, we talked about overall what ConversionAMP is and what we'll be talking about in the coming weeks. And I forgot to introduce myself again. My name is Dean. I am the host of this shindig, and I am joined with my very special co-host here and our ConversionAMP expert guru, Mr. Rick. How are you?
Good, man. Living another day. Happy to be here.
Awesome. What is this message here? Oh, I've activated Siri on my computer. Okay, so yeah, Rick, I'm excited about the show. The first week was great. We had a lot of people on, and a few people reached out to us about more information on ConversionAMP. And it's an exciting product that we've worked on for a very long time. And we're here we have a handful of customers who are using it successfully. And we have opened the floodgates to anybody out there running a plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or home services company for that matter, who needs to help convert those unconverted leads. And oddly enough, there are a lot of unconverted leads that you might miss as a company. What I will start out by saying is, if you are in the plumbing, HVAC, or electrical business, now is the best time the best time overall ever to be in the plumbing, HVAC, or electrical business. If there is an if you can convert all of your leads, if you can apply great customer service, and if you can keep selling to clients you've already serviced. I think one of the things that I have noticed as a consumer and as a person running an internet marketing company for plumbing and HVAC companies is that, and also attending a lot of the events that we do in Nexstar, PHCC, QSC, Service Roundtable. What I often hear is these are my customers, places, homes that they have serviced, and the reality is they are not your customers if you've only serviced them once and never serviced them again. That's a problem, because they are, how can I say this? They are everybody's customer. They are free to go anywhere they want to go if you're not following up with them. So if you're not following up with your customers, you just service them once, and your thought process is the next time they have a plumbing, HVAC, or electrical problem, they're going to call me, and because they are my customer. Well, that's the furthest thing from reality, because in today's world, it's not like it was 20, 30 years ago when you knew Joe the plumber was your guy, and you remembered his phone number because it was written on your refrigerator magnet. People don't use refrigerator magnets anymore because the majority of people have stainless steel refrigerators, and guess what? Magnets don't stick to them. So gone is the refrigerator magnet plumber contact. And so it's just a crazy world today, right? It's just like there's so much information passing through. Back in the day, news was just from 6 to 7 p.m. Now it's 24 hours a day. Sports was just once a week on a Sunday night. Now it's 24 hours a day. People don't remember things. They, for the most part, they don't remember their spouse's phone numbers. It's programmed into their telephones. And the same is true for plumbing, HVAC, and electrical companies. Just because you service my home today doesn't mean you're my plumber or HVAC or electrical guy for life. If you don't remind me who you are, right? And that's what Rick's gonna really go into detail about today, is taking care and touching your customers 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years down the road. And that's hard to do without automation. So you cannot expect that you can do this manually. Oh, I'm just going to send out an email 2 months from now. Guess what? You've serviced how many customers over a 2-month period? Are you going to remember to do that? No, it's impossible. So that's where automation comes in. And this is an awesome, super thing, because now you can really take hold of your customers by putting messages in front of them along the way. So in the case of plumbing, well, your toilet clogged today. Is your toilet going to clog 3 months from now? Probably not. But there are other issues that could happen. So we're going to talk about automating the process of staying in front of a plumbing customer, an HVAC customer, or an electrical customer down the road. So Rick, tell us a little bit about what we can do in situations like this. How can we do this? How can we touch base on a client 2 months down the road, 6 months down the road, 4 months down the road, or whatever it is?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Dane. To kind of touch on that a little bit more, we all want to kind of create this repeat revenue, right? We, as plumbing and HVAC industry, electrical industry, we want to be known as that person that go to in our local space for the 10, 15, 5 miles that we service, right? At the end of the day, when somebody picks up the phone, gets the first initial booking, let's say for a water heater replacement, repair, whatever the case might be, they go into, let's say your Service Titan, they go into House Call Pro, any one of these dispatching softwares. Once they pay you, it's done. That's it, no more. They sit in your Service Titan, they sit in your dispatching software, and what then happens is they start to collect dust. And at that point, when their AC breaks, their heater breaks again, just as Dean pointed out, they don't have your number, they don't have your information, they don't even remember who they called out in order to go out there, unless you leave that lasting impression. And even when you do, they still don't remember who you are, what the case might be. So what we've decided to do with ConversionAMP is create a way to consistently follow up with that same pool of people in a particular way, because these people are different from people who just, let's say, submitted a form on your website and never got a technician out there. These people actually paid you money, they performed a service, and we want to start doing things like, let's say, get a referral from them. We want to be able to get reviews from them, let's say from Google or Facebook, which is key now. What they're showing now is literally 82% of decisions are made online via looking at their reviews, looking at what people are saying, looking at their testimonials, looking to see exactly who's in the first few spaces of Google, right? And even if you are in the first space of Google and you have only 12 reviews versus the next person who has, let's say, 132, which one are you going to pick as a consumer yourself? You have to look at it and kind of put yourselves in their shoes. So at the end of the day, what we've decided to do is automatically follow up with those people who have people who have already put money in your pocket, who've already had you come out and service a job. But at the end of the day, you have more leads coming in. You and your CSRs are not going to be always attentive to be able to, hey, it's been 3 months, let's call back John Doe, let's call back Brittany, whoever. You guys are way too busy in dealing with the current clients of today to follow up with them. And that's okay, because we have a design system to do that for you. So
Rick, who are the easiest customers to sell to?
The easiest money to get is people who have already paid you money before. If you've already, the easiest sale is a sale after a sale. That's the easiest sale. And that's going back to sales 101. At the end of the day, when you are in sales, one of the key things that everyone pretty much learns is the money's in the follow-up. If you don't follow up with your clients consistently, stay in front of them and stay top of mind, you're only going to be a one-time client, and most businesses can't thrive at being one-time customers, right?
Exactly. And another thing to think about is when you service a customer, whether it be plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, keeping your name in front of them all the time is like uber important. That's what this is all about. Because you want to do this mainly because you have to think of customer lifetime value when you're spending any marketing dollars. So if you're dumping a bunch of money into PPC ads, whether you're spending $2,000, $5,000, $30,000 a month, your cost per click is determined by the area you're based in, of course, and the competition in that particular area. And if you're only, so, I mean, let's take like a very, a very high-end area like that's very competitive, like Los Angeles or even Chicago or New York City. A cost per click can be anywhere from $50 to $75 per click. Now, if you're only servicing that customer one time, it gets very expensive, especially if you went out there and did a basic service. Sometimes you might even break even. These are opportunities. Follow-up is opportunities to pull more money out of that client's pocket over the course of the year. So servicing them without advertising to them again, by just doing automated follow-up system, all of a sudden that cost per click, when you've serviced that home 2 or 3 times in 1 year, and if you have multiple services that your company offers, such as HVAC, electrical, and plumbing, all 3 or 2 of those, well, all of a sudden, the customer lifetime value becomes so much bigger for you. So that's very important to think about when it comes to automation. It's not just touching the customer to touch the customer. It's touching the customer to keep them coming back for more and more, and really increasing that customer lifetime value.
Yeah, no, definitely. And even to second that even more, when you're looking at them for an additional service, looking at them to do a maintenance follow-up, looking at them to increase revenue, looking at them to leave you a review on Facebook or on Google, all of these things help build brand awareness for your business and help keep you, and Google looks at that and sees, you know what, he's doing what he needs to do to service his customers. Let's put that business top. Let's put that business in this keyword search in this local area. And that only helps you overall with everything else you're doing when it comes to your marketing dollars. And that's when it's key. So to kind of show you an overview of what exactly we're looking to do as a whole, I built out this little kind of display first to show you how the reviews would work, right? So it all starts when the job is serviced. Now, what you do is simply go into ConversionAMP here, and you come into your opportunities, and you take Mr. John Doe, who has a value of $250. You put him right here in appointment sold. What that does is automatically trigger everything else. So what
That's
then?
That's after you have done the service, correct?
Yep. After you've done your service, all you got to do is just come in here and move him right here to appointment sold.
As opposed to, sorry to keep interrupting, but as opposed to doing this as opposed to not, right? And how right now, what's happening?
Well, right now, most of our clients just leave here an appointment booked because they end up in Service Titan, right? Or they end up in House Call Pro, or they end up in one of the dispatching softwares, which is fine. That's how you track your revenue. That's how you dispatch your techs. That's exactly what you need to do. But what happens after that? As I said a little bit earlier, what they do after that is they just collect dust. They're sitting in Service Titan. They're not being followed up with. They're not increasing the revenue. They're not giving you reviews. They're not coming back for additional things or additional services unless they pick up the phone and they decide to call you. What are the odds of them doing that? Slim to none. And with this particular software, the only thing you have to do is come in here manually, move him from booked to appointment sold. And at that point, 2 days later, he automatically would receive a follow-up message which basically says, leave me a review. And it leaves them a link directly to Google. So right when they click that link, they show up for your business and ready right there to write a review on Google. Now, most people then ask, oh, what if they leave us a bad review? That's not an issue at all. We've thought of that already. So in that particular email, they'll have either a good experience or a bad experience. Now, with Google regulations, we have to be compliant always because we definitely want to keep your business compliant with Google always. So we can't do any quote unquote gating for any negative reviews, but we're able to not only rectify that inside of inside of ConversionAMP, meaning we're able to respond to that review directly inside of ConversionAMP. We're also able to dispute directly inside of ConversionAMP. And then even we're able to set up automations to where your business is notified, hey, you received a bad review, and you're also able to receive that contact's information to follow up and rectify that directly with the customer. If they are leaving a good review, then they're able to then give them, let's say, a coupon or just show them appreciation, letting them know, hey, we've seen your review and we want to just thank you for leaving us a review. And then from there, they're able to then maybe go to a referral page and leave a name and number of a referral. And then that person who left the referral can get some sort of discount. And the person who is being referred can also receive a discount. Now, you don't necessarily have to have the discount. That's just the thinking that we have at ConversionAMP to kind of increase more word of mouth for your business in your immediate area. And that's the key goal, right? From there, they then can go and submit it in, and then they just simply go to a thank you page at the end of it. Or another thing that you can do is once the service job is completed, you follow up with them 90 days later or in 6 months, whatever the case might be. From there, they then can either say yes, they want to follow up with a maintenance call because they trust you, they liked you, they had the experience, and they want you to deal with it, which then now they're on a maintenance program for your business. Or you can upsell them into, let's say, a new service. Maybe you're doing plumbing and HVAC, and the first call was for an AC repair, and now you're doing for a plumbing maintenance service, or whatever the case might be. This allows you to start cross-selling customers into different services into your business. And again, increasing that overall lifetime value of that particular customer. So not only are you getting a review from them, you're also increasing more revenue, and then you're also following up and getting them into your maintenance programs, all without you lifting a finger, with just simple automation in place from Conversion.
Hey, Rick,
Hmm?
do you know on the negative reviews, do you know if we're still sending out that team of bouncers out there to beat them into a better review?
Probably. I think we still are. So
Yeah,
there's always that as well.
It's a service we offer. It's a black van that goes out there. Now,
Yeah.
I'm just all joking aside. This is huge because the diagram that you're seeing here is just a high level view of what a funnel looks like, and you can build, or we can help you build, any type of touch point for you. If you're a company that's selling the multiple services, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical, and you're counting on just your tech out there, talking about or looking at other parts of if he's there for a plumbing service, maybe looking at the air conditioning and trying to cross sell on site. How often does he do that? If he's running multiple calls, if he's behind, he's probably in a rush and needs to get the job fixed and then out the door. But with a system like this, you can do so many touch points and have so many different upsells to really get your tech in the door several times per year. And all of a sudden that one touch point, that one service call way back when, has resulted in thousands and thousands of dollars. And if you're providing great customer service, that should splinter out into more word of mouth and more referrals for your company, which all of a sudden that one $50 click or $25 click has resulted in, thousands and thousands of dollars and multiple tiers of customers. So it's really putting together this awesome referral program. And all of this can be built inside ConversionAMP to really splinter out and put together. One of the touch points could and should be a referral for referring us to your friends and family and neighbors. So these are all things that we could do there, right, Rick?
Yeah, definitely. As you just stated, one of the key things is to always ask for how did we do? Number one, to get customer feedback to improve your overall customer service experience inside of the company. Not only for that, reviews are king. People nowadays, when they're making a decision online, they live and die by reviews. The more Google reviews you have, not only do Google place you higher up in the rankings, higher up in the actual search engine optimization pages, but what they then do is they actually recommend your business to different people who are searching for various keywords that you are currently trying to spend money to rank for. And the more you show up, again, the more business you're getting in. And that's always what you want to have. So getting more reviews coming in through there automatically without you lifting a finger only helps your business grow overall and helps you become that ideal go-to guy in your service area.
And this is another ask, because we we supply all of our clients. If you're a customer of ours, you have the little cards that the tech leaves to request a review. If you're doing Nearby Now, and you should, that has the ability to ask for a review. So we have different mechanisms, but this is another. It's really designed to keep the name in front of the customer, and make it as easy as possible to get more reviews. Yeah, absolutely. Reviews are gold. I think Amazon created this, or if you go all the way back, I think it was eBay that created this online review. So the customer finally has the power, right, to dictate who's the best business in their town, city, or neighborhood. And oddly enough, there's not enough businesses out there providing great service, knowing all the power the customer has to make or break your business. And so keeping in touch with your customers is another form of amazing customer service, because it's arriving before the appointment can be set up, or leaving a follow-up 20 minutes after the technician leaves is a great touch point. 2 days later, asking for the review is a great touch point. That part of sending messages is never overwhelming for a customer. When it becomes overwhelming for a customer is when you're just sending out specials and coupons and randomly, or too much. That's when it becomes it's not effective. When it becomes really effective, automation is really effective, is when it helping to improve your communication with the customer, because that's what the customer wants. They want to know when you're coming. It's great that someone has reached. The customer doesn't know that this is a robot, so to say, right? They really, I mean, I myself know this is a robotic system, but when I get a message sent after a service, I feel like a human being has done it, and I do this stuff. So for the regular homeowner out there, most of them don't even know it's automation. And it's like, wow, these guys are really on top of their stuff. And when 3 months later, when all of a sudden a message comes asking about, we were letting them know we were out there on a certain date 3 months ago, just following up to see how things are going, and suggesting some other things, like maybe a service contract, or talking about other areas of their home. This is huge. This is not just throwing coupons at them like all your competitors are doing. This is really staying in touch with your customer all the time and really locking them down. But there's a lot of pieces that come together here, right? You have to give amazing service. We talked a lot about that in our first episode. Automation by itself is great, but automation in a robotic way with bad customer service doesn't work either. So there's a lot of, you can control great customer service on your end, and then you add this automation piece to it, and all of a sudden, wow, you're a powerhouse. The customer looks at you as like, oh, these guys are really on the ball. And that's what customers want: organization, right? They want organization, they want good service, they want a person coming to their home who has a personality, who can make them feel comfortable, not just a drone that walks in, does the service, and it's kind of like cold. And it really all happens from the first call, when the CSR answers the phone.
Yeah, and to even touch on that a little bit more, adding the automation is really just a cherry on top. If most of the clients that we speak to have all of those things, but it puts the little icing on top of the cake if 2 days later they automatically receive a review request. You know what? Those guys were good and they're asking me for a review. Let me go and leave them a review. And they made it so convenient. All I have to do is touch one little link and I'm already there in Google ready to write a review. In addition to that, 3 months down the line, you're now sending a new maintenance follow up. Hey, we were out there on such and such date. We did such and such service for you. We typically find that at this time, it's time to do this type of maintenance. When can we get you to schedule? They're like, you know what? This business went above and beyond, and they're now reaching out to me, following up, making sure that the job that they completed for themselves, that I paid them revenue for, they're now following up to make sure that experience is always good and make sure that that job that they did stays up to par, stays well quality insurance, all of that good stuff, and it gives you a better experience as the consumer overall. And all of this is done without you and your team lifting a finger. That's the key point that I want to point out here. All of this is being done without you and your team lifting a finger, because again, you as a business owner, your CSRs are dispatching, checking emails. They're having to answer all the phone calls that are coming in, answer all the questions coming in that people are calling in live, and you are running your business. You're making sure everything's coming in, everybody's being paid on time, making sure everybody's showing up for work, making sure your technicians have the things that they need in order to service the jobs that they're coming into the business. You guys don't have time to do this, and that's the point of the automation. That's the point that I want to point out.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to show us in there?
I probably would show for a little bit more of the techier guys who want to come in here and do it themselves. I do have kind of a breakdown on how this automation would work, just to kind of show one overall. Now, when looking at this, I don't want no one's eyes to kind of gloss over. That's kind of why I showed this kind of high level overview of exactly what goes on. But as far as one of the triggers, that's what we call them inside of ConversionAMP, this is how it would break down. So if we're going to set a rule or an event, the event is someone replied back to our actual follow-up email, meaning they said, yes, they want a technician to come out. So the way this is telling the system is, hey, when a customer replies to this particular campaign, which is the 3-month maintenance follow-up, and it's an intent type. Now, what intent type means is they don't have to necessarily say yes, anything that's positive. So if they say sure, great, that's awesome, anything of that variation, the AI of the system actually understands and is able to determine that as a positive intent and automatically sends the follow-up message. So what then happens is they're automatically placed into a brand new campaign. An email is sent out to you, the business owner, with the information basically saying, hey, John Doe did put a reply to schedule a maintenance appointment. Here's John's contact information. Here's his phone number. Here's his email. Give him a call ASAP. That's powerful. Without you doing anything, someone's actually scheduling a maintenance request. And now it's time for your CSR to hop on the phone and make sure that they book this appointment. That's the only thing they have to do. And most cases, when we find our clients do want to make sure that our CSRs are getting on the phone with them, making sure they're asking the pre-qualifying question, making sure that they're on the phone with them, booking that appointment live. So that's key. And then again, it goes here, shows a notification directly in the system as well. It takes you directly to that contact and it notifies everyone inside of the system. So that's just a little bit of back end things. Again, I don't want to get too technical for everyone else here, right?
Sure. It's awesome. This is good stuff. Automation is like, we've been using automation in our company since day one. And it's just helped build everything for us. And just there's so many, plumbing, HVAC, as any of the home service type of businesses, there's very little automation being used. There's very, very little technology being used other than their CSR systems and their business management systems. But on the marketing side of it and the lead side of it, there's not many using systems like this. And this is a powerful way to really grab hold of customer lifetime value for your business. That's the most important thing that this system can do for you. It's really taking those missed leads or those unconverted leads, and following up with customers that you'll have serviced or going to be servicing in the future, and just kind of like, massaging this relationship, this customer relationship. Because the one thing you always have to remember is people don't have time. And the last thing people want to do, or at least a majority, there's always going to be the outliers. A majority of customers don't have the time to call 3 or 4 or 9 different plumbing companies or HVAC companies to come out and quote them on a job. I know you guys see this every day, and there are those customers out there, the tire kicker ones, who will leave you for $1. But those are not the good customers that we want. It's the 80-20 rule. It's like 80% of the customer base out there they don't have time for this. They want the very best. And when they find a great company who can provide amazing service, that's the one they stick with. But it's your job to keep the relationship with them. not just send them a monthly coupon, but talk about, ask them for the review, follow up on the service. To me is the biggest one. That's what I would start with. I mean, I would start with a reminder the day before the service, right? A reminder that the tech is on the way. When the tech leaves, a day later, or better yet, a couple hours later, this is so and so. I'm the manager here at da da da, and just wanted to check in and see how everything went. That right there is gold to me, because that shows that there's a human being there above everyone that is checking in, and that's awesome. And then the review request a couple days later, because this will give you this is that contact right there from like someone in management is the buffer, right? That should eliminate all the negative reviews if there's a bad one coming. So the customer at that point could say something like, yeah, you know what, it wasn't that great, you showed up late, blah blah blah. Because if you hit them right away with a review, that's going to go public. But this is a buffer. It's a great opportunity to fix it. And then when that customer is happy and everything's great, then send them to that review request. And then, maybe a month later, follow up again. It's just it's a great way to massage that relationship and keep it going, because you don't have to buy those leads over and over and over again. One of the things that I see is when I look at PPC campaigns, Google paid leads, and you see no one remembers telephone numbers. Siri just, hey Siri, how you doing, buddy? Always wants to talk to me. A 2-hour conversation with my Siri this morning. I'm not going to do it again. What happens is, and I just lost my train of thought. See, I'm like squirrel. It's like, I'm that type of person. What was I saying, Rick?
You were talking about the PPC campaigns. One of the things that you first see.
Yes, squirrel. Yeah. What happens is no one remembers phone numbers, right? No one has a relationship with their plumber or their HVAC guy or their electrician. And so what do they do when they need you? They go on Google, they search you, you come up your ad, they click on your ad, and guess what? You just paid for a customer you already had, and it's a waste of money. And this is a way to combat that, right? Get more money, get more leads out of your ad budget by not having your same customers that you've already clicked upon. We already service their home. It's a bummer. But this is a way to alleviate some of that and get more leads out of your paid search dollars, right? And know that they're going to be back for more, right? You provided great service, you fixed their problem, you followed up with them, they gave you a great review, they maybe referred you to their Aunt Kelly or their friend down the block. I said this last week in the first show. Everybody wants to be that guy, right? People thrive to be that guy. I want to be that guy who refers the best plumber in Sacramento or the best plumber in Pembroke Pines, Florida. My neighbor asked me, who did your lights, your landscape lights? Oh, here, I want to be that guy. I want to be the information guy. People like that. So when you can massage that relationship through automation, it's awesome, right? It saves you money on the click, keeps the customer coming back for years and years. And again, if you offer multiple services like plumbing, HVAC, and electrical, wow, it's dollars are just raining. Cool stuff.
Yeah, and even touch point on everything that you just said. I want to first make sure that everyone understands none of this has to be hard work. As I showed before, and I'm going to show right now, all of this is done simply by you or your CSR coming in and moving this guy around. All of the automation is set up one time, and then you just train your CSRs to come in here. Dean brought up a great point. When it's a day before the service is scheduled, all you have to do is put them in a particular pipeline. Let's say, appointment booked. This will put them into an automation that lets them know, hey, a day before, hey, we are just confirming we still have your appointment for Thursday at 2. We're going to let you know 10 minutes before, or we're going to let you know when the service technician is on their way. And then their techs come in using our mobile app, come in and just put another pipeline stage on the way. This automatically sends that person a message letting them know, hey, the technician is going to be in your home in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or the technician is simply on the way. So that person can be at home ready for them to be ready for that technician to come in through the door. That is just powerful. It lets them know exactly when they're coming, how they're coming, gives them a good estimate instead of waiting around for 2 to 4 hours, right? And even then after that, when the appointment is then booked afterwards, just like he said, you're doing a gating. Hey, this is the manager at Bob's Plumbing. Thank you for choosing us, for helping you with your service problem. I just wanted to follow up. How was your experience with us? And then they get to communicate back with quote unquote the owner of Bob's Plumbing. At the end of the day, it's just your CSR. And all of this is happening without you lifting your finger, without you being a part of the process. All of it's set up one time, and your CSRs are not doing extra work. I never want to create extra work for your CSRs because your CSRs are doing so much as is. All they have to do is have this up in one of their screens and simply move the John Doe wherever they need to go. And at that point, all of the automation takes place. And that's what's going to be key and powerful, because your clients and your customers are receiving the overall experience that they've never experienced with another plumber, another HVAC, or anyone else they've interacted with and paid money to. And at the end of the day, you look like a rock star and you didn't lift a finger. That's the purpose of automation.
Yeah. Well, they just swiped, right?
There you go.
So awesome. That was great info. This is powerful stuff, as you can see. ConversionAMP's an awesome tool. If you're using ConversionAMP right now, this is an awesome show to watch every other week, because we're going to go deeper into more of what you can do as a user, and thinking about some workshops down the road where we sit together and put together a little campaign and take ideas back and forth and build this into the system. Also, if you're not using ConversionAMP, we're here to show you it, talk about it, and not just show you the technical part of the tool, but give you ideas on how it can work for you, and how effective the process is, right? Everything that you learned today is follow up is king, right? Keeping it's not just keeping your name in front of the customer. It's helping you with your monthly spend. It's helping you maintain longer relationships. It's helping you get reviews. It's helping you get referrals. So it's a powerful, automation is just one little thing that branches out and can really, really explode your business, because there's so much noise and so many areas where you might be losing leads. And this is a great tool to help with that. Next week's show, or the show in 2 weeks from now, is going to be uber cool, because we're going to go deeper into reputation management, right?
Yeah, we're actually going to touch and show. I'm going to show a live example on how ConversionAMP can receive the Google reviews in, how you can actually respond back directly on the Google platform via ConversionAMP, and how you can actually dispute the Google reviews directly inside of ConversionAMP as well. So that's going to be a fun one.
That's huge. And I'm going to share a story with you in that show in 2 weeks from now. You're not going to want to miss this, about the electrician who was #1 with 450 positive reviews, and why I didn't choose him.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a good story.
Boom. That should keep you awake for the next 2 weeks. So I want to thank, was there any questions out there? Did you see any questions on the board?
No, I haven't seen any questions so far. I've seen a few comments. That's about it. If anyone has them, for now, forever now, for speak now or forever hold your peace. Is that how they say it?
Yeah, something like that. Peace be held, right? So doesn't look like any are coming in, which is fine. Rick and I have extremely low self-esteem, so questions do help us. And for the future. But I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you got some great value from it. The show in 2 weeks, we hope you're there, because that's going to be a big show, and you're going to want to hear that story. And this is really going to help you improve your review process. So thanks for joining us today on the ConversionAMP show. I hope you're amped up. Be amped up for the next show. Rick and I are amped up, even though Rick doesn't smile. Smile, Rick. There it is. Boom. All right, guys. I think there's a question.
How do you load contacts? Is that the question?
How TG load how I would assume that's how do you load contacts?
So that's pretty simple. Let me come right over here and just share my screen. So you
Just
can
when we
actually,
thought it was over, they pulled
yeah,
us back in.
yeah. So when it comes to, let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I am sharing my screen.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the contacts, you just simply come here to contacts, smart list. And then these are all the contacts I've been putting in here. And again, this is a dummy account. Import, and you do a CSV. Now a CSV is how you convert a Google Sheet. So if I can come here and I'm going to pull up a Google Sheet off of screen just to make sure I pull it up correctly.
He
And
doesn't
then
want
I'll,
to share his comic book collection.
now my comic book collection is very important to me. I can't divulge that to the world. Okay, so this is a brand new spreadsheet. And then when you have data in here, file, download, CSV.
And it's the
Very
same
simple.
thing. If your stuff's in Excel, you can do it in
Yep.
Excel as well.
Yep, in Excel, it'll do the same thing. It'll be CSV. Or you can save the document and just do the, well, that's a little technical. So I'm not going to go that route, but it's very simple.
Yeah.
Just download CSV. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And then all you do is upload. And then when you're uploading the files, let's see if I have one that's available.
Obviously, this is for clients that you may already have in another
Yep.
system.
Most systems do allow you, like ServiceTitan, House Call Pro, all of those
Right.
databases allow you to export your leads. And when
Yeah.
you're exporting them, 9 times out of 10, it's already exported as a CSV. That's just how all
Yeah.
the systems work and talk. And then when you're able to come in, you're able to actually assign them. So you actually give them an opportunity name. So field, contact name, first name, let's say, phone, email. You're able to, these fields right here are from the worksheet that I uploaded right here as an actual test. So I just pulled something random. And then as you can see, it pre-configures the phone, the email. It fills out all the sources. It fills out everything that it needs to automatically. And then you're able to kind of go in and map it out yourself, it's pretty self-explanatory if you're uploading that. I hope
Yeah.
that answered your question. CSR 8.
Yeah. And also if your customer base is in like MailChimp, or you have a list of customers in MailChimp or Constant Contact or any of those, you could do the
Same
same
principle.
CSV as pop it in. That's for if you have your customer list somewhere else. Another way to get leads into ConversionAMP obviously is when they if you have a submission form on the website, when they submit on your form, it goes into, puts them in the database. When you service a customer, as you've seen how we were moving the contact around the page, that goes and adds into your database.
Yeah, because what we do on our end for ConversionAMP is we have what are called smart forms. So we embed the contact form directly on your website, or it's a schedule now or a service request. Either one of those forms are able to be made into smart forms. We also embed a smart chat. So a little chat widget that pops up that 90% of websites you see have. When they put their name, number, and email, or they put any sort of information inside of that chat, they automatically are uploaded in contacts into ConversionAMP, and the automation kicks right from there as well. Yeah,
This one done daily.
yeah, it can be done daily, it can be done weekly, it can be done hourly, it can be done by the minutes, if we really want to get that technical. If you feel free, CSR 8, you can unmute yourself. We kind of want to make this interactive. It'd be a lot less you typing, right? I know it's kind of hard typing. If you want to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Now, my question is, daily we have, as many as 10 to 20 new clients every day that are new to the database. So for the automated process to start with that, they'd have to be uploaded into this other system. And how that would happen, it would have to be done daily after to make, immediate contact with them through the system.
This would be a little technical for you. If you don't mind me asking, what's your first name?
I'm Mark.
Hey, Mark, man, appreciate you joining the show. Mark, there's a few different ways we can do this. What system are you pulling them out of every day?
Pazerware.
Okay, so with that particular software, I'm pretty sure they're being automatically uploaded into the system, and you're talking about exporting them. So there's a few different options you can do. Option number 1 might be the simplest. At the end of every day, upload that new list of all the new contacts. And again, just the new contacts, I'm pretty sure you
Right.
can filter out and
Okay.
upload it into ConversionAMP. Or what you can do, this is the little technical, is we can actually get every new lead that comes into your system, they'll automatically be put on a spreadsheet. For every new person that ends up on that spreadsheet, we can have it automatically inputted into ConversionAMP. It's a little techy, it's a few steps, but if you're able to get on a call with me, I'm more than happy to walk you through it. We set it up one time. Once it's set up once, you don't need to set it up anymore.
So there was some be a process that put every new client on a spreadsheet one time, and it would do the importation process.
Yep, and then that in turn can be automated as well. Once they come into your contact system directly, they're automatically put on the spreadsheet, and once they're put on the spreadsheet automatically, they're automatically uploaded into ConversionAMP.
So you're saying you can automatically get these out of Payzaware and do that automatically also? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have to look at the system
Right now,
because
you just export it out of a customer table. You just export the table out, you know?
Yep, exactly that. That's how you do it now, Mark. But depending on your system, I'm pretty sure your system works like most systems. I'm not too familiar with yours, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure if you're able to export it, we can get it exported on a Google spreadsheet, Excel sheet, anything like that. And once it's on that sheet and creates a new one, we can have it automatically uploaded into there as well.
Okay, all right. All right, that answers my question.
Any other questions you might have, or anything else about what we went over?
That was it. I mean, that's the laborious part of this. Once you set these things up and you have everything set, I mean, it's automated. The laborious part of it would be that. That was my question.
Yeah, as of right now, it'll be done at, I would recommend at the end of the day, just so when your hours are done, you have no more leads coming in, that new list of leads would automatically be uploaded. But then that does become tedious because every day you have to have a CSR kind of come in and do that. What we can do long term, if that's the goal, would be to automate the process. And again, that would be making it go to the spreadsheet and from the spreadsheet into ConversionAMP every day by itself.
Then you can do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
More or less, I'm almost sure that it can work like that unless your system is outdated or weird for some reason. But
Yeah.
I want to say with 87% of the systems out there, they can all export to a Google Sheet or an Excel sheet automatically. And then if we can do that from the Google Sheet or the spreadsheet, we can get it directly sent over into ConversionAMP. That's not the issue.
Good. Good.
Awesome.
All right, man. Thank you, Mark,
Thanks
for joining.
for the question.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Any other questions? Nada.
Going once. Twice. All right, man.
We're gonna have to come up with giveaways for questions.
Yeah.
I gotta bribe them.
Yeah.
But then we start giving giveaways and we get questions like, what's your favorite color? But anyway, hey, thanks for joining us today again. We got a great show coming up in 2 weeks about reputation management, how to reply to reviews, good and bad, through the system, and how to get it all on automated for you. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. I'm amped up. Are you amped up? So thanks for joining us today. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a like, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Boom.
Bye, everybody.